right, welcome to another installment of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. 4 full-on reviews this week. No pesky impressions to skewering the naming conventions this time. So starting off first, Master Blaster. Once again, this has nothing to do with Blaster Master, the far more iconic video gaming franchise. Master Blaster, in addition to running Border Town, is a cosmic air hockey game, I guess is the best way to put it. Grab your controller, charge your blasters, and prepare for the physics shooter of the universe. Take on diverse gameplay challenges, manage and upgrade your resources and abilities while you unfold the mysteries of the cosmos. Defeat Lord Chaosbringer, because this is in all caps, and earn your title. So, yeah, that's, I guess, giving it the galactic importance it seeks. But, you know, when you get down to it, this is a pretty simple game, at least in terms of the mechanics. Because, it's like, it's not exactly air hockey. It's more, I'm trying to remember Paratrooper. I think that's the old DOS game I'm thinking of here. Where you have a cannon and you can aim it in, say, 180 degrees. There's not that much range of flexibility here, but the concept is similar. You know, instead, it looks like air hockey, but it plays more like a game where you aim and shoot a cannon, because that's basically what you're doing. You know, instead of, you know, bouncing an air hockey puck around, you fire your own cosmic air hockey pucks, or whatever they are supposed to be in game. I don't think they really delineate. In order to destroy the projectiles that are coming at you. And of course it starts off pretty simple, but very quickly there will be additional obstacles that are added to the mix, such as cosmic black holes, multiple pucks, even the master hand wannabe over here will get into the mix. Granted, I didn't see most of that because this game is pretty terrible as it is. And the culprit here is in the bullet points. Because it says it's been optimized for controllers. That would make sense if this is if they were bringing this to consoles. Okay, that's about the best input scheme you're going to get there, unless you remember that consoles these days do have full compatibility with the mouse and keyboard.
Mm-hmm. If not full, at least very high compatibility.
Yeah. Point is, so this is going to get into a bit of a discussion about one of the most ineffable aspects of video gaming. That is game feel. Well, I suppose it's part game cue and game feel and part actual mechanical precision. Because using keyboard keys or a controller, they're not as precise as you want them to be. But that's not the big problem with this game. Like I said, it's something that's almost hard to hard to put into the mind's eye unless you really experienced it. And that is, it's the speed of the cursor, I found. Like, for whatever reason, like probably because you're using a much less accurate input device, such as an analog stick or a keyboard mesh. The actual aiming reticule moves fucking slow, and that's where this game really runs into problems. Not immediately, but it's like, not too far into the game, Crazy Hand over here starts getting into multiple pucks, and then they start getting into the black holes that start screwing around with the angles of where these pucks are going. It's introducing chaos theory as opposed to the very rigid angles that they're going at. So, that's supposed to freshen up the gameplay, and, that works if it works. Here, it makes the game frustrating at best, damn near impossible at worst, because the other aspect that I gleaned upon in the marketing materials is the metagame. See, like, you only have a certain amount of energy to fire off your weaponry. And how much you get back depends on how far back you hit the other puck. Like, if it's closer, you get, say, 4 energy points back, versus if it's back there, you get 9. And it takes about 10 energy points to fire off a puck. So you can see where the metagame's going here. The idea is you have to use, strategy to choose where and when you take down one of these pucks. Because if you run out of energy, you can't fire off your weapons, and it's game over at that point. Not actually game over. You have to actually, get hit a few times or whatever's going on there to actually lose, but, because another way you can lose is if your defense points goes below the enemies. Like I said, there's actually a lot of metagame going on here that's connected to the power-up and reward system. Also, junction to that is, if you destroy pucks, you can get like 15 energy back. Like I said, this game is operating at a higher level with the metagame, which is all nice and good if the base mechanics would fucking work properly. And they don't. At least not to the satisfaction that I would want with a game like this. Because every shot matters. And to continually lose because my fucking aiming reticule can't move fast enough is a goddamn problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game killer in my estimation. Like I said, maybe that's something that can be fixed in a patch.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn, I'm on a PC.
Yeah, add like mouse support or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, it's not unfixable, because at least theoretically.
Yes.
I honestly don't know if it would be too much programming work to make that fit, but it feels like the kind of thing that, should be patchable.
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, you want to have, the controller option for the release on consoles, fine. It's not an optimal gaming experience, but, it's what you shoot for when you're aiming for consoles. On PC, fuck that.
Well, it's even then, I briefly dabble with a little bit of controller, and even then, it's still really slow.
Yeah, it's like, which
that may be semi-intentional, but if so, that might not be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's what I was getting at. Like, but just having just having the smoothness and the precision of a mouse will change things. Even if the aiming reticule isn't moving like, darting around or whatever. It may not, this problem may not be able to surmount to what they've been doing in the base coding. But as it is, it's like writing, it's one of those, it's not quite writing a unicycle with your ears scenario, more like with your hands. I suppose you could do it, but it's not, why would you ever do it this way? Anyway, let's see. In terms of pricing, game's pretty cheap. Regular price is $5.99. This just came out a few days ago, so it's got an intro price reduction to $4.79. Like I said, I really couldn't recommend this at any price, quite frankly, because once again, it's one of those, when you get down to the brass tacks, it's an interesting concept, especially since they've added a whole lot to what would otherwise be a pretty simple game, maybe too overly simple in today's world. We've come across those kinds of games on this program before, but on the other hand, it's like I don't really care how much meta strategy you bolted on here if I didn't feel if your base mechanics aren't working, it's not really worth it. So it's a botched execution that fills this game at the end of the day.
Unfortunate.
I mean, it's something that happens. Like, we just had a game last week that, should have been the solidest, if dullest game imaginable, but, just fundamentally screwed something up, and I don't know how there. Here, it's a bit more understandable because, you're aiming, I get what devices you're aiming for, but that's not the platform. I didn't review the Nintendo Switch version of this or whatever. So we do take into account platforms that we review games on as well. Because, if you've got a better control scheme right there, use it. So any other questions, comments, or concern about Master Blaster?
I think I'm good.
All right, then. So, that'll about do it for this game. Be sure to tune in after the break, as Petty Fan will be reviewing No Creeps Were Harmed TD.